Hello, welcome to the channel. My name's Kev and I'm the Lindum Colonialist. As I mentioned in a previous video, when I was growing up we didn't have a record player in the house. I grew up on a council estate. I'm from a working class family. We didn't have a lot of money and I had to rely on a cassette recorder for my music. But things changed for me in May 1978 when a good friend of mine, Dave C., he gave me his old Decca turntable and speakers. He was upgrading, he didn't need these anymore, so he passed them on to me. And that was great because that meant I could finally buy records. Now, I had a bit of money available at that time. I was working part-time, washing up in the local Chinese restaurant. Friday nights, 3 hours, Saturday nights, 4 hours, free meals both nights, £1 an hour, gave me £7 pocket money every week. And I used that to buy my record collection. Now, I grew up in a small town in South Lincolnshire called Stamford. We didn't have a lot of choice when it came to buying records. We had Woolworths, and I have to say, some of my best bargain buys came from the 20p bargain bin at Woolworths, but there wasn't a great choice. We also had something in Stamford called the Stamford Music Shop. It sold musical instruments, it sold sheet music, and you could order records in and then go a week later and pick them up. Incidentally, I do remember going there once and picking up my copy of Stiff Little Fingers, Inflammable Material, released in February 1979. And they had a policy in the shop of play before you buy. So I went in my school dinner break and asked, have you got my record? Yes, we've got your record. Would you like to hear it first? Yes, please, put it on. So she took the record out of the sleeve, put it on the turntable, and pumped up the volume, and out rang the start of Suspect Device. The poor old lady was nearly blown off her feet. She quickly took it off the turntable, put it back in the sleeve. I paid and hastily beat a retreat out of the shop. It wasn't really the best place to go buying punk records, but it was all we had. Anyway, with my new record player available and a free day on a Saturday, I took the train from Stamford to Peterborough, and there was located Andy's Records. And I went in, did some browsing, and came out with my first ever LP. And, well, what was that? Well, it was this. It was Heat Treatment, the second album, excuse me, by Graham Parker and the Rumour. Now, this was released in October 1976. It was the second album that Graham Parker and the Rumour released. The debut album, released in the same year, Howlin' Wind, another excellent album. But I bought this, and I'm not quite sure why, because by this time, his third album, Stick to Me, and the live album, The Parkerilla, had both been released. Maybe it was because Graham Parker also at this time had his one great UK hit, Hey Lord, Don't Ask Me Questions, reached number 32 in the hit parade, 1978. But I suppose I must have heard Heat Treatment either on John Peel or maybe a friend, but I bought this album. Now, for me, it's one of the great Graham Parker albums, if not the best Graham Parker album. However, there have been criticisms of the album. Some say that the production was very tame. Some say there are some weak songs on there compared to Howlin' Wind, for example. But I have to disagree. It's got kick, it's got bite, it's got passion, it's got vitality. And I think the songs are equal, if not better, than those on Howling Wind. So for me, from all the tracks, there aren't really any dud tracks on this album. And there are absolute beauties on here, like Heat Treatment, Backdoor Love, Pouring It All Out. Now, this caused a bit of a problem for me because when I got home and played this album on my Decca turntable, Pouring It All Out jumped and I was distraught. So the following Saturday, I had to go back to Peterborough. I went back to Andy's Records, gave them the album, explained that it was jumping. They put it on their turntable behind the desk, and lo and behold, it played beautifully. Anyway, I did get a new copy, brought that back. Exactly the same thing happened, but I just thought, I'll keep it nonetheless. It must be my Decca turntable. Graham Parker, for me, is one of the all-time great rock and roll stars. If I were on a desert island and I could only take works by one artist, I would take Graham Parker. And in my the background over my left shoulder, you can see a tower of CDs, 42 in total, and they are all the studio albums of Graham Parker and quite a lot of his live albums and extras. He is my favourite artist, without a doubt. Anyway, that's about all for today. I'll do some more music reviews and my firsts later on. I hope you've enjoyed the short video. If you have, please leave a like. It's a new channel and I'm hoping just to build it up a little. I am doing this purely for fun. I do have a bit of time on my hands, but be nice to get a few likes, a few subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button and also hit the black bell for further notifications. And if you've got any comments, either about Graham Parker's Heat Treatment or any of his other albums, please leave those in the comments below. So thank you very much. Hope you're all well. Thanks and see you again. Bye.